Hello everyone, welcome back to Underemployed. My name is Kappa and I wanted to come today to talk to all of you about how to reframe the COVID-19 pandemic as one big collective no spend challenge. What a no spend challenge is limiting your amount of spending for a temporary period of time. So a lot of people might do a no spend challenge if they want to conserve their money or save. Or other people might do a no spend challenge if they needed a financial reset. So oftentimes a financial reset would come in a period of time where there was an excessive amount of spending in a short period of time. A lot of the times that would occur during a home renovation, vacation, maybe just a haul of some sort. In today's video, I'm just gonna quickly break down some guidelines. Once again, guidelines, they're not rules. This is gonna look different for everyone, but this is kind of how you can start a no spend challenge of your own during the COVID-19 pandemic. The first guideline that I'm gonna talk about today is keeping your spending to essential items only. And what essential spending is anything that's gonna keep you alive. It's your absolute basic necessities. So essential spending is gonna look like groceries, so that's your food, your rent or mortgage, which is your shelter, and anything else to keep your household running. So things like utility bills, so your electricity, hydro, water, heat, and things like that. But also too, of course, if you're actually running out of toilet paper, then get yourself some toilet paper. Anything else like cleaning items for your house, laundry detergent, and things like that would fall into the category of essential spending. Depending on your situation, you might run into some other essential items like daycare cost. So if you're someone who is working right now and you do require childcare, you will need to pay money for that. And also transportation costs. So once again, if you are going to work or you do absolutely need to get around, you might need to consider the cost of gas, any car payments or insurance. And if you're someone who takes public transportation, of course, you're gonna need to consider that. The last type of essential spending that you might need to consider during this no spend challenge is in the case of debt. So whether that's credit cards, store credit cards, any personal loans or student loans, you might need to still pay the minimum on those things to prevent yourself from getting into an even worse financial situation. I know the ideal right now would be to, pay as much as you can towards it. However, cash is king right now, and if you need to keep your cash liquid, for you, that might mean just putting the bare minimum towards those debts to prevent you from getting into a situation that you really can't dig yourself out of. The next guideline is going to be honest, I'm a little bit of a pushover, so the way that I'm phrasing this is either eliminate all non-essential spending or try to eliminate it as much as you can. During these no spend challenges, it can feel like a time where you're very deprived and it's very restrictive. I like to remind people it is important to look towards the future. So this is something temporary and you are doing it for your future self. And it is something that you're doing to, of course, benefit your future self. But non-essential spending is anything that you don't require in the here and now. It's essentially a want and not a need. So non-essential spending is gonna look like purchasing clothing, makeup, sporting goods, and things that you don't absolutely need right now. Non-essential spending might also come in the form of subscriptions. So if there's anything that is revolving on your credit card bill and you have absolutely no idea what that is, cut that off. But also if there's things that are coming up on your bill that's revolving and you don't need right now, you can also either put those subscriptions or memberships on hold until things start back up again and you're in a place where you're more abundant and you can pay for those things. Or if you can just cancel them outright and just restart them at a later time. So that's gonna look like a gym membership or any other fitness memberships or any like magazine subscriptions and things like that. Personally, to be honest, I could argue that some subscriptions might be seen as something that's essential, just because it might benefit your overall health and wellness, because of course mental health is like gold right now during these times. So hey, I understand if you got to go on like a TV show binge just to, you know, kind of numb things out. It's not possible to be 100% productive during these times. So if you need that Netflix subscription, completely understandable. But if your income's really spotty right now and you have like Netflix, Hulu, Crave, HBO, and whatever else, I don't know if you can pay for all 5. Is it smart to pay for all 5? Probably not, but if you can even just like cut down on some of those things and just resume them in the future, that would be great. Last thing that I would add as non-essential spending, which I might get some flack for, is takeout. So of course the cost in many cities and countries, the cost of takeout is a lot higher than if you just bought your own food and prepared it at home. We have a lot of time now, or I would say a lot of people have a lot of time now. So this would be the time to, you know, get those ingredients in the grocery store that you've always wanted to try in a recipe, and just really start cooking at home. Of course, if you're in a situation where, you know, takeout actually is cheaper than, you know, going grocery shopping and preparing your own meals, then choosing one over the other, but don't combine like a very large grocery bill with multiple takeouts. Either that's multiple times a day or multiple times a week. I would cut one out over the other. And my last guideline today is going to be get an accountability partner. For anyone that's tried to set a major goal in their life, whether that was to lose a certain amount of weight, to, you know, get to a savings goal, or anything else, it's important to one, take responsibility, but also have something that keeps you accountable and have something where you can look back at your progress. So I actually did a no spend challenge this year of January 2020, and all of my friends that were close to me knew that I was doing a no spend challenge. And in that way, they were very supportive of some of the things or some of the activities that I suggested in order to not spend money. So whether that was opting to stay in and make popcorn and watch a movie, going for walks or being out in nature, or even just making a meal together, those were all ways that I cut out the social aspects of spending, but also letting people in my life know what was going on, and also having people to turn to when I felt like, you know, slipping in terms of spending. And also too, it was just nice having someone or having people check in on me to see what progress that I was making during my challenge. I also just want to say that I understand that, of course, with social distancing right now, you're not really able to, you know, opt into those activities in terms of, you know, going to people's houses and doing dinner. But the other flip side is, with the fact that restaurants and malls and things like that are closed, people are less tempted to spend money when they do go out on walks and go out in public. Of course, the other thing with that is, with things being online, it can be very easy to order things in and get delivery. So once again, having that accountability partner and just having someone to talk to is extremely important during these times. And who knows, you might run into someone after disclosing, you know, this challenge and what you're doing in terms of your finances. Someone might be in a more abundant position to maybe just offer you a gift card to, you know, grab yourself a coffee, or, you know, get that item that you have been waiting to purchase. Or they might even be able to help you out with a bill, or just some type of kind gesture. You never know. And I highly encourage people too, that if you are in a abundant position financially right now, to help someone else out in your life who you know is struggling would be just something that's absolutely amazing for them right now. Okay, so that concludes the video today of how to reframe the COVID-19 pandemic as a no spend challenge. And just gonna go over those guidelines once again. Number 1, keep your spending to essential items only. Number 2, eliminate all, if not most, of your non-essential spending. And number 3 is get yourself an accountability partner. You need someone who you can answer to and to check in and